chase my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox FPL podcast for Double Gameweek 29, where probably the bench boost and triple captainship is going to be used quite a lot. And with me today, I've got Abin. Welcome, Abin. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. Since I've already used my bench boost.
Yes.
So I don't have that option available anymore.
But
I used it this game week.
but you do have your triple captain, if I'm not mistaken.
I have that, so everyone watch out.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, both of us on a green arrow at the moment. Obviously, games to go as well. 4 more games to go. But looking like we'll probably stay on a green arrow. We'll see.
I think the only reason I have that is just because of my bench boost. Otherwise, it's pretty average.
It's fine. It's still fine. That means your bench boost is working. The Arsenal
Yeah.
players are returned. So let's look into the agenda. So agenda, Double Gameweek 29 discussion. We'll look at some chip strategy because there's still quite a few things in the air after Game Week 30, like what the situation is going to be like. Season ticker, team defense and attack. Defenders, midfielders and strikers. We'll look for that in like just the overall last 6 game weeks, and also look at some double game week players for 29. And obviously the fixtures and captaincy, and then end it with the managers team, price changes, and combined panel team, which wildcarded last week, and I forgot to bring in a Spurs player like we all agreed, and I forgot to remove Cancelo also, and they're still there. Like Cancelo is still there, and I didn't bring a Spurs player. Unlucky. I completely forgot. But it is what it is. We'll probably do that moves this week. Alright, let's talk 29 and chip strategy. Now, Abin potentially maybe might play triple captainship, and if he's doing that, so probably going to be either between Salah or Harry Kane by the looks of it now. Obviously,
Yeah, well, it's more likely than not Salah. I don't have Kane.
Yeah.
Unless I come up with some drastic couple of moves to get him, which I can, but I haven't considered that yet. Right now, all chips on triple captain Salah for sure, no doubt about it. I missed out on the last one where you guys all killed it.
Yeah.
So I hope this is when I close the gap again and make up that gap that I lost to everyone.
Fair enough. But you played the wildcard during that week, right?
I did.
Yes.
So that's why I couldn't. I didn't have that option.
Yeah. So, and also I think your wildcard score was pretty good that week as well. So the only like point difference between like I think my squad and yours was just the triple captainship.
Correct. Exactly. So let's see if I can make up some ground and Salah does some more favors for me this week. This weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. Brighton and Arsenal both haven't looked that great defensively like they're known to, which I guess is a plus point for Salah. So we'll look at when we look at team defense as well, we'll see a few defenses that we thought were good have actually gotten worse. But talking on game week 29, game week 30 and going forward, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, as you can see on the right hand side, it's got more of like the blanks that are yet to be rescheduled and also some possible future postponements. Now, there are games that will get postponed that are not yet postponed because of probably FA Cup fixtures, depending on where like Liverpool, Chelsea, City all continue to go forward with. And obviously we know Everton have a lot of fixtures already that need to be scheduled. So they have 4 fixtures right now. Leicester also have fixtures to schedule, and we know game week 30, some managers might be looking at Leicester versus Brentford as a fixture to target to maybe get in a Leicester player. So there are quite a few that's happening. This is something like I got on, like I took down from the Fantasy Football Scout podcast. So they kind of mentioned that so double game week 31 or 32 could see Burnley and Everton getting doubles. So Everton could possibly face United and Burnley. And obviously Burnley will face Norwich and Everton. So Everton players, people who are looking for Everton assets, Leicester assets, if you wanted to get in.
I thought you said they're getting relegated.
I mean that is also a possibility. We don't know. We can neither confirm nor deny, but we'll know by game week 38. But we know they're getting doubles to try and avoid relegation.
I think one thing with Everton is one thing on their side is they've got a lot of home games to come, and that is what will save them from the chop, I guess. And they performed decently with Lampard at home, so I think that's what will save them. But I can't think of a single asset that I would want there from their team right now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the only player I can think from Everton would just be Anthony Gordon because of his price point.
Yeah.
And I can like bench him for the rest, and if I wanted to play him for a double, he's not a bad punt to play. But anyone else, I don't really want.
No.
Yeah.
All the guys that were a must-have, like at the start of the season, from Gray to Decore, all gone. Calvert-Lewin, nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, they've struggled with injuries. It's a shadow of a team. So you're right. Anthony Gordon's probably the only one to consider. But again, I don't know if I'll go that path yet, because I think one thing I've learned this season is the amount of times I've punted on taking double game week players. Whether the simple answer was just keeping a single game week player that performed and had better numbers than a person that had 2 games. So it's definitely a lesson to learn. You know, you have to go with form, fixtures, rather than just, you know, they've got 2 game weeks. They should be outscoring a single game week. It doesn't happen all the time. That's for sure not.
And this week is a really good example with the likes of Saka scoring like 13 points, Kevin De Bruyne 14.
Correct, absolutely. And look, like City. I mean, I know a lot of people got rid of City and players and that, but you know, it's hard to say that, you know, they fancied themselves against United and they actually dominated, right? So, no, for sure. I mean, like I've been burnt on that with Watford players, with Burnley players. It's like, you know, kind of to show that you can't rely on them on 2 game weeks. In one, 2 player games in 1 game week. So I think you don't have to overthink these kind of decisions, and sometimes just go with your gut and be like, look at the fixtures, trust the process, trust the form. I mean, we keep dropping City players out of our teams just because they've never had a double game week. They just have single game weeks, but yet they perform week in, week out, and they just get points. They just keep rolling points more than anyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And then we just continue to miss all those points in favor of like double game. Like, look at us, I have Connor Cody, who I started instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold, and now I don't think Connor Cody will even get anywhere close to Trent's score.
No.
So yeah, that's what. Don't ignore the single game week players, especially if they are like quality players.
Absolutely.
I guess this is a good lesson. Like, quality over quantity is always probably the best way to go forward.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. It's definitely a lesson for me during the season. I mean, I was sitting nicely in the top 100 for a long period of time, and that's one of the reasons I've just been going south for like the last couple of game weeks. So I had to resurrect it this game week, and I won't be getting burnt at least for the next 10 game weeks. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. So now I was thinking of playing a bench boost this game week 29, but then I looked at my bench and I was like, nope, I think I might save it. So now I've got 2 free hits and a bench boost left, and I'm looking at it, right? And double/blank game week 33 could be one place I played. There is a possibility that Arsenal, Leicester, Newcastle, United as well, potentially with Norwich and Liverpool to face, could all double in 33. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't mind playing a free hit there. The other big double, or probably the biggest double that we're all expecting, is in game week 36, where there's a possibility about 12 teams double. So if anyone has a bench boost chip or a free hit chip, I think that's the game week you want to use it. Especially if you have you have one free hit left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might want to save it for 36.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I only have one, and that is where I have saved mine for. I only have that and triple captain left as chips. So I'm close to being done with my chips.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because initially I was like, I'll free hit in 33 and 36. Now I'm like, I'll probably free hit in 33. Looking at the teams that could double in 36, I already possibly have. It'll be Spurs, Arsenal, etc., and Liverpool maybe Liverpool as well. We don't know. And Everton. Yeah, so I'll have enough of those players, I think, going into 36. So I'm thinking I'll probably bench boost in 36, and then there might be a few doubles in 37 as well.
Yeah.
And then I'll free hit in 37, because when you try to load up on a team for a double game week, with regards to trying to load up in your bench boost, the next game week is going to be significantly impacted, because you're going to have players missing that you couldn't target. So I'm thinking maybe free hit 33, 37, and bench boost 36. That's kind of where I'm thinking. We'll obviously have to see.
It's crazy how late you've left in the season to hit any.
I know.
Free hits. Unreal. You never had the urge. Your teams have just been performing every week.
Exactly, right? So, and I managed to navigate with a few hits here and there without having all these blank game weeks. I managed to navigate through with a few hits.
Yeah.
I'm hoping all of these chips I have left will push me into the top 10k. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm very close to that, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So that's the lay of the land. We don't know what the confirmed fixtures are. Obviously, very dependent on FA Cup and all of that. But let's see how it goes. Now, so far, what we know, season ticker, Arsenal right on top with really good fixtures. And this continues, I think, until probably the end of the season as well. Spurs as well, getting into some form. You mentioned on chat back to me, Kuleveski, who seems to be getting some good returns as well.
Yeah, for sure. And, I won't say, I told you guys so. And if it was up to me, I said that in the first game week, and it's to watch out for him. And so I read enough from his move to know that he's a talked about player, and he's someone to look. And look at his last 5. He's got returns, double returns every time. So it's kind of hard to fit him in. I think I need to watch. Well, it's because right now I've only got Son in my team.
Yeah.
And I still haven't taken the risk of adding more Spurs players, just because I haven't trusted Spurs yet, because they have unbelievable performances followed by a shit performance.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's I just hope for some consistency, just so that you can kind of predict better. But I'm getting closer. I mean, talking of Spurs, it's just him. It's good to see Doherty finally.
He's another one. Yeah.
That was what you're trying to expecting from last season.
Yeah.
When I think a lot of people had him in their teams because of what his performance was in Wolves.
Yeah.
So he's a good option that I'm thinking of as in a defensive point of view. So a couple of deadwood I want to get rid of. So him, Kulu, and when we get to a point, might have to think of Kane as well, and find a way of getting him in.
Yeah, because I noticed it was when I had Son, it was a bit harder to get Kulu as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want to double up on the Spurs midfield slot, because there's so many midfield players we want to get.
Yeah.
But because I got Kane, I could afford Kulu as well as a 5th midfielder.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking to probably add Doherty as well to that list ahead of the upcoming double.
Correct.
So Tottenham there in 2nd, West Ham in 3rd, but Jared Bowen went off injured. We don't know what the situation is like.
You're not relying on Antonio?
No, I've got rid of Antonio on my wildcard.
That's him for the season, done.
Yeah, that's it. That's him done for the season. The only time he'll ever probably make my team is if he happens to get a double game week, where I probably plan to free hit. Otherwise, he's not hitting my team again. Most likely. I mean, never say no, never, right? Because I said no to Kane when Kane was so bad, and now look at him. He's on top form, and I've got him back.
Correct.
So never say never. We got comment from Marlon as well. Hey guys, with Leicester having 4 games to rearrange, do you think it's a good idea to perhaps get the likes of Barnes? We are free hitting game week 29, or is it good to wait it out and wildcard after game week 30? Yeah. So look at it, Leicester, right? Leicester is on the other team, one of the other teams at the top of the season ticker. We know they have plenty of double game weeks left to reschedule. And obviously they're playing game week 30 as well. My current thinking is, obviously I'm not free hitting in 29, and neither is Abin, but I'm thinking of getting one Leicester player for game week 30 because they play Brentford. Who could be a good option. I don't know. Like Ashley Barnes is right now the player that I'm looking at because Maddison is not fit. I'm wondering when Maddison is going to get fit.
Yeah.
The other one is Vardy. If you don't have Kane, then you can probably afford Vardy for Brentford.
Yeah. I mean, and look at their fixtures after United. I mean, I guess I've come to a point that United is not a hard fixture for anyone.
Probably not.
So if you just look at the remaining fixtures for the end of the season, it's good. It's fine, right? It's not any hard games for the Leicester we know of old. So Barnes is always someone I've looked at. He's had a poorer season than last year. If I could, I would have had Maddison if he was available. But I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. Seems like Marlon is wildcard in 29. If you're wildcarding in 29, I'll probably get one Leicester player, yeah. Because I think going forward, you're going to need Leicester players anyways. So you might as well just get one in on a wildcard.
Yes, nobody in defense from Leicester.
Yeah, nobody in defense.
They'll always leak goals. It's Giovanni and between Maddison and Barnes. I mean, if you want Tielemans, he's always a first performer. He's always around there, but wouldn't go past no one in defense for sure not.
Yeah, probably not anyone in defense. Because they don't seem to be keeping a decent enough defense as well to get clean sheets. And in terms of attacking, the only one I would have loved to have would have been Justin, but Justin is like back again injured, so no one there. So probably just midfield or attack, and probably just get one of them in a wildcard if you're wildcarding in 29. Apart from that, Leeds are there. Rafinha still the only one I'm probably going to have. Obviously, Norwich a really good fixture for Rafinha, even though he didn't get anything in the first game, in game week 28.
You captaining him, are you?
For 29? No. It's on Salah, don't worry.
You can't risk Salah giving us a triple hit and you sitting with somebody else.
No, I can't do that. I need to have my shield. Salah's my shield pick while you guys put a triple captaincy on him. Wolves are there. Oh, man, I don't trust Wolves anymore.
I'm so disappointed with them. It's literally up to my wildcard week. They've been unbelievable, and now I've tripled up on them. I have Sarr, I have Kilman, I've got Jimenez. Jimenez didn't even start the last game. And Sarr is doing what he can, but they've been known for their strong defense. I think they had like second best defense in record. Now it's just leaking.
Yeah, it's leaking quite a lot, and I'll show you in the team defense section as well. After that, we've got like the likes of Brentford. To be honest, I should also mention for game week 30, if anyone is free hitting, Christian Eriksen against Leicester is also not a bad punt on set pieces.
Is he starting though?
He seems to be starting the last few. Last game he started, so might not be too bad a shout. And then obviously Chelsea are there. We know Chelsea is really good run upcoming as well. Reece James, what a legend.
Yeah, you guys at all took a big risk on him. I was hoping he wasn't going to start the game and he performs. Unreal.
I took a punt on it. I was like, yes, thank God. And then obviously we've got Liverpool, Brighton up there. At the bottom we've got Everton. Obviously they have a lot of doubles, and like we said, only Anthony Gordon at the moment. Then Crystal Palace, Man City right there at the bottom as well, which is why a lot of us got rid of Man City assets. But won't be surprised if they enter thinking come game week 31 and going forward. Right
of City at your own peril. It's just like it doesn't matter where they're in these stats, they'll perform. Don't worry about them.
The only interesting thing is so Ruben Diaz is injured, which now makes Laporte an even more attractive option.
Stones as well.
Yes, Stones as well. So both cheap and attractive options.
Yeah.
So I think both of them are good. Now, talking about Wolves' leaky defense. This is team defense for the last 6 game weeks, sorted by minutes per, I think, XG conceded, non-penalty. Oh no, sorry, sorted by XG conceded. Is it sorted by XG conceded?
Yeah. No.
No, it's not. It's sorted by, what did I sort it by? Oh yeah, minutes per XG conceded. Sorry, my bad. Minutes per XG conceded. The third before the last.
Yeah.
Norwich right there on top, worst defense. Leeds there, Everton there. Kind of expected suspects. Wolves, fourth worst defense in the last 6 game weeks.
Yeah. And if you had to go back before that, they were probably number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
As best, right at the bottom. So it's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's
I've got a bit of dead wood in my team that need fixing.
Yeah, exactly. I guess this is the kind of, so the things I noticed between like a person who wildcarded in 26 to 28 meant that there was a difference in the approach to Wolves assets, the approach to Villa assets, and a benefit to be able to get like Chelsea assets in, Newcastle, a few Newcastle players to punt on.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking now people who wildcard in, like, say, now Marlon has asked what's the benefit of wildcard in late. So let's say after wildcarding after 31, you won't be stuck with all of these Wolves players. You're probably going to be loading up on teams that have something to play for, like Spurs, Arsenal. You can take advantage of Leicester's, lot of doubles, Everton's. Possibly you can take Anthony Gordon. Like, you can load up on teams that have something to play for until the end of the season. Compared to Wolves, I don't think they have much to play for anyways at the moment.
Yeah.
And are also not in great form. So I guess that's the advantage. And I would probably expect to see a few differences in terms of the wild cards in 26 and 28 compared to 31.
Yeah.
So that's team defense. Wolves pretty bad. But right at the number 1.
Arsenal second best, eh? That's wow.
They're still pretty decently solid.
Yeah.
And then obviously City, Liverpool, Chelsea, we kind of expect it. Newcastle, another team that's interestingly in there.
I think a lot of these are obviously skewed with some. Newcastle had a lot of
with the games.
They're walking into the next couple of games. They're walking into a couple of harder ones, so I wouldn't put too much thing on that.
Fair enough. But yeah, Wolves one though not looking good. Probably might get rid. Team attack, United are on top here, even though they can't seem to score. Based on just XG, and that's it. If there should be a conversion stat. There is no conversion. There should be a goals conversion stat, which is pretty bad then, and then we'll probably be at the bottom. But in terms of just creating chances, it's
which United assets are you looking at then?
I am not looking at any United assets. I will not advocate for any United assets. I will only advocate for United assets if you plan to free hit in the double in 33. If United decide to get a double in 33, then free hit, and I'll only get probably Sancho, who looks pretty good right now.
I think United, you want to take a punt if they could, but you just find all of their players are just expensive.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Put them in, I hope next season is like a bit of a reset with their players, because I think if you had to add value, theirs would probably be one of the higher ones in the league.
Yeah, like look at that, right? United prices are so expensive, and then you have Liverpool, who are way more cheaper.
Yeah. Look at Diaz, Jota. I'm sure next season it'll change, but Jesus, like look at Rashford and Fernandez, Sancho. It's heavy. It's top loaded.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. So hopefully the prices are cheaper next season, and also the performances are better. We'll see.
Performance rather. Yeah.
But just behind that, Liverpool. Obviously, we can see why people want to triple captain Salah. City still up there. Southampton up there, but I think Southampton had a pretty bad game. I guess Ralph Hasenhüttl kind of admitted that was just a bad game. They got hammered by Villa. I wouldn't put it too I'm still happy to have like a Broha or Shea Adams if you have them. I think they're pretty good, especially for like the value and the amount. Like we're looking in forwards, not many options there. These guys for value wise, they're still pretty good. Right at the bottom, Chelsea there. Probably.
That's just because they haven't played many games.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd expect them to rise up a bit. Norwich, I think, are going to be stuck there. Everton, you can see why we're not too bullish on Everton assets, even though they're doubling, because no one really fired in basically.
Brentford, you don't want Tony or Mbemo? You don't want any of them?
No, not Mbemo. Never Mbemo.
Oh, Tony.
That is one player I will never go back. Tony. I don't know, right? Like Brentford, I don't know, because it was Norwich. I mean, you have to kind of put like a you have to look like put a filter and look at it.
Put an asterisk next to
exactly.
One disappointment, I think, the last couple of games has been, Brighton. I think they had a cracking start to the season.
Yeah.
The first many game weeks, and they just got fallen off cliff. I think everyone's just, they know.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I can't even predict what good Brighton assets you want to even get. Even for defense, usually they're known as a good defensive team, and now they're like, where are they? Mid-table, just below like the bottom side of the table as well in terms of defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what. If I'm like wildcarding in 31, I'll probably focus on teams that have something to play for till the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into defenders. Now, this is where we will basically look into. I'll show you guys the defenders for the last 6 game weeks, and then I will narrow it down even further to show just the double game weeks for 29. So this is defenders last 6 game weeks. Obviously, when it comes to looking at players in terms of last 6 game weeks, some players are going to be skewed a bit more because they have played a bit more games. But it's still fine because we can kind of get an idea of who are actually performing well. So Trent right on top, kind of expected. Doherty, he is now in there. And I am actually looking to try and get him in as a punt. For 4.7, I think is a pretty good option.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've already played with my team, getting rid of my Wolves defense, and I can easily fit him in. Moving Kilman onto Doherty. So definitely a move I'm thinking of. I had a large part of the season. I had Livramento. I'm not sure going to the end of the season I'll go back to him.
Yeah.
Unless I get rid of Tierney. He hasn't really performed for me, to be honest, since I've had him. So I just look at his last couple of performances, 1, 2, 2, 6. It's like he hasn't performed too well. So he's someone I'm looking at. Maybe since I've tripled up on Arsenal assets anyway. So I think going to the business end of the season, I don't want to be loading up too much on the same team. Like a triple Arsenal, triple Wolves. So I just want to cut down on some of that. And I think the best place to do that is in defense, because my midfield is good. I don't want to touch that. And it's kind of defense where it's the most obvious moves to make. And then, I would look at. I remember wildcarding Robertson was another name. If I couldn't put him and Alexander, but you just have to take a hit somewhere else. But I think if you look somewhere, he has a pretty good. I think he's got in assists just second to. It's crazy. I'm looking at the stats for the season.
Yeah.
The top 3 goal scorers are Liverpool, and the top 3 of them are Liverpool assists.
Yeah, exactly.
And 2 of them being Robertson and Trent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Robertson. If you wanted to bring Robertson even for a punt this week, and if you're free hitting in 30, I would bring Robertson in and double up on that Liverpool defense, both of their fullbacks. For those who can't afford a Robertson, another good option is like a Matip. I think is a pretty good option. He's here on the numbers wise. I watched the highlights of the Champions League game as well. He had a possibility to score. So pretty good Liverpool assets going forward. We know they're capable of doing well. So good people to own. For Arsenal, I spoke with Roy last time on the podcast, and he was like, the suggestion was go double attack and 1 defense, and 1 defense being Ramsdale only. So if you are looking to offload defenders, and if you wanted to get Arsenal players, probably focus on the attack instead of the defense, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from that, no one really else that I'm interested in. Obviously,
in the last gaming that was passed, because I was trying to find a way because obviously Newcastle had 2 doubles this week and next week. I actually had Shah in my team.
Yeah.
And I just in the end I didn't take it. It's relied on what I had. So obviously a mistake because he had another good game.
He's had a pretty decent few returns last few games.
Yeah.
The other one is I was thinking on my wildcard, should I do a sideways move to put Luca Dini out and bring in Matty Cash because Matty Cash was doing well, and I should have just done it because Luca Dini didn't start and now doesn't see. I don't mind Luca Dini not start in the next game because that means Lacazette for me will come off the bench. So I'll take that. But yeah, Aston Villa's fixtures, however, get tougher after game week 30. So I guess that's another team you'll probably look to offload.
But you see, this is going exactly according to script. Like I've said a couple of game weeks ago, when he moved to Aston Villa, everyone was onto him. But I was like, yeah, there's so much hype about him, and yeah, he gets up forward and stuff. But when last has he come over the returns? It's just he is so volatile.
Yeah, true.
No consistency at all. So like I said, I literally got 3 dead wood on my defense. That's where I think most of my focus will be.
Yeah, fair enough. For anyone looking now in terms of just game week 29, and if you wanted to get a defender, these are the top 10 players who are doubling in 29. If you wanted to get a defender, obviously Trent and Doherty, they are right up. I think I'm going Doherty. But Robertson also not a bad option. Matip, I wouldn't really go Coleman, but I mean you could go Coleman if you wanted to. This game week 29 fixtures aren't too bad for Everton. But I wouldn't know if they keep a clean sheet or not. That's a different story.
Is Matip injured? I'm not sure if he was.
I don't think so. He played in the Champions League.
He did, okay.
So that's defenders. Midfield, this is where the money goes. Salah right on top, followed by Phil Foden. However, no doubles. Bruno Fernandes still up there. No doubles. Zaha there. Zaha doing pretty well. Should have probably looked into him earlier, but now too late. Sterling, Mane, and then we get to Son. Heung-min Son right there. And after that, Ryan Fraser. I maybe should have seen this and gone Fraser instead of Willock, but it is what it is. Rafinha right there as well. And apart from that, Harvey Barnes makes the top 20. Just above Saka. Yeah.
Interesting. Saka is at far down. He's had a couple of good game weeks. What is his expected goal involvement, is it?
Yeah, expected goal. But then this is last 6 game weeks, so Arsenal had a few blanks as well. Which is why probably Saka is just a bit lower.
I mean, I knew Bruno was going to be up at the top there, but just nobody, I mean, similar to your previous stat that you had there, there's nobody converting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, I mean, I mean, I've got a few of those players. I mean, I've got Coutinho, Saka, Salah, Son, and who am I missing? Rafinha's not there, is he? Oh, he's there.
He's there.
I've got them all around there. So
okay.
I don't know if I'll take a punt on Zaha. I was always on Gallagher before that. I was on his bandwagon. Don't see him on the list. Surprisingly, might have been injured or something, but yeah.
Now, in terms of midfielders who double in 29, someone who makes the list, Kuleveski. But obviously he was like, what is the XGI? 1.95. What was this is 2.17. So it's a bit behind in terms of the list, but he manages to make the top 10 of the players who double for that specific for the game week 29. Another person who doubles in 29, he made the previous list, was Luis Diaz. Also another really good Liverpool punt. If anyone wanted to actually get a Liverpool player in, could be a good option.
So
those are midfielders, and then finally the spot where we wished we were spoiled for choice, but we have no choice.
Horrible season with strikers.
Harry Kane, far and away the best option, and right now I would say if you can get him in because he's on really good form. Followed by Shea Adams, Cristiano Ronaldo also there. Again,
how is he still there? When was the last time he scored a goal?
I don't know. This is why Manchester United's XG is really high. You see these players here, but they don't convert. Lacazette also there.
He's a good shot. Someone else considering as well. But I've already tripled up on Arsenal, but trying to find a way if I could get him. I think it's like differential maybe. For the upcoming game week. I
think Lacazette is a pretty decent option. Tony, like you mentioned, Watkins there, but I think Aston Villa's fixtures get a bit tough.
Oh, you're not going back to Dennis. I think he.
I got rid on the
You
wild
done-
card. Anyone
you
who
done-
has Dennis right now who has Dennis right now hasn't played the wild card. Basically, I got rid of
What
Dennis.
do you reckon your plan is with Jimenez?
I didn't. I got rid of Jimenez as well.
You got rid of him. Okay.
Yeah. Like the moment he got dropped that one game, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, thank you. And also, like his ceiling isn't high enough, right? To
Yeah.
like warrant him just sitting there. Now I don't know whether he'll start these next coming games as well. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to have got rid of him. And then obviously the last one, double strikers. Kane, Lacazette, really good options. Welbeck, if anyone wanted Brighton punt, but I wouldn't really look into it. And yeah, not really very
Story of the
exciting
season.
numbers.
Yeah, it's not a story of the seasons. It's you beef up your midfield
Yeah.
rather than the strike force. You
Yeah,
want
that's what-
to get Kane, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I think Kane and then maybe a cheap striker like Broha, Shea Adams, and Lacazette if you can afford Lacazette. Apart from that, like that's the thing, right? Look at the gap between Lacazette and Welbeck in terms
Yeah.
of like numbers. It's just like after that, it's just downward spiral. Probably won't look into it. All right, interesting part. Captaincy. Now we know Abin is on firmly Salah captaincy bandwagon. I am also firmly on the Salah shield because everyone else is going to triple captain. Who didn't triple captain in 26?
Effective ownership will be the triple captain.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
what
gonna be.
impact that makes.
Oh my god, that's what I have to just captain him so that I don't lose rank, or at least I lower the amount of rank I like lose from not triple captain him.
Yeah, it's always a thing. I mean, if anyone took a punt on taking Trent as your captain,
Yeah.
I've never had the guts to do that. But you look at his returns. It's it's hard to argue against him.
It's hard
He's
to argue
one-
against him, but we saw what happened to people who captained him in 26.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Salah is the safe option.
Yeah.
And we know Salah won't get dropped. Compared to like Trent, we saw he could get dropped. We know Robertson also can get dropped because Tsimikas is there. Salah,
Tottenham.
Tottenham, yes, I think that's another team. Now that obviously the only difference between the teams they face is United.
Yeah.
And United's defense not that great as well.
Yeah.
And United's defense without Varane is even worse. So
Yeah.
I don't mind punting on Tottenham as well if anyone wants to. In terms
The only thing I would say is I think both their games are, if I'm not mistaken, away games, and that's where they've
yes.
not been the best. I think.
Yeah, Spurs, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So then that's why I think Salah is, like I say usually, don't overthink the captaincy, put it on Salah and then think about everything else later. Yeah.
Correct.
That's the captaincy call. Alright, we're almost to the end. Managers teams. This is mine. 81. I wish I could bench boost, but sadly I couldn't. I got Trent, Kulusevski, and Lacazette. Hopefully Lacazette might be able to come on if Luka Digne doesn't play against Leeds.
How did Trent get on your bench? That's what I don't know. What happened there?
I decided to bench Trent ahead of Cody and Luka Digne.
It's unbelievable. Again, see the mistake of a double game week player.
I know.
It's like one thing. A lesson is never to draw Trent, especially.
I know. I should have.
Kulusevski, I understand.
Yeah.
You just don't know. But Trent, it's like benching Salah.
I know. Exactly. That's why. I thought West Ham might score one goal at least, but they didn't. Yes. What to do? It is what it is. And he happened to go and get a 3 bonus and an assist as well, so it made it even worse.
Yeah. You happy to get Willock?
Yeah. So I got Willock. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I mean, there's still a Southampton game and obviously game week 29 as well.
Yeah.
To go. I think my moves will be. I'll probably look to get rid of Coutinho. I know Coutinho has performed well.
Yeah.
But I need to bring Saka in.
Yeah.
And it's either between Coutinho and Rafinha, and I really can't get rid of. Even though Rafinha hasn't performed, surely I can't get rid of him against Norwich.
Yeah.
While Coutinho plays West Ham, so I'm like, I'd rather get rid of Coutinho. So that's my plan, and then obviously,
Cody
has to play because of game week 30.
Yeah.
But he won't play game week 29. That's why I'm not bench boosting. I'm not happy with the bench. I will bring probably Doherty as well for a hit.
Yeah.
Most likely for Rudiger.
Cool.
Because I need to hope that Cody and Digne can play in Game Week 30.
Yeah. Oh, you always said that. Not to double up on a single clubs.
But that is Chelsea. Chelsea's the exception.
And then you did it.
Chelsea is the exception. I've always like when Chilwell and James were there, I went and doubled up on both. Chelsea is the one exception. I think so. If you're getting fullbacks from like a Chelsea or Liverpool, I think they are the only two clubs that are exceptions.
Yeah, exception.
Because of their attacking capabilities. And then Abin, bench boosted.
It didn't go according to plan. The bench boost, I think, because it is affected by Arsenal's defense. They conceded 2 goals, so that let me down. So I didn't get the expected return from Ramsdale and Tierney. So I wanted to get at least over
8 more points.
I wanted at least like over 20 points. That's what I looked for in my bench boost, and it didn't happen. So unfortunate that happened. It was a very late decision, to be honest, like very 5 minutes towards the end. That it's like, okay, let's do it. It's just too good to not. But looking forward, it's between, so I want Doherty in as well, and choosing between Kilman or Dean or even Tierney. We'll figure that out, and then trying to find how or what to do with Jimenez, Weghorst in my strike force, and trying to fix that up as well. I've got 2 free hits.
Yeah,
so I think I might use both, and or even take a hit. We'll see. Still figuring it out what I'm going to do there.
Fair enough. But just make sure to keep in mind Game Week 30 as well while you're making your moves.
Yeah, sure.
That's the thing. So those are the teams. Price changes. The last few weeks there haven't been too many price changes flying about, interestingly, which is pretty good because Doherty and Saka haven't gone up in price. Let me bring it up here as well.
James going up?
Huh?
James going up?
James may be going up by the looks of it, but James and Saka have been like this, going up, but haven't really gone up yet. In terms of, I don't know. We'll see. I might bring Saka in today, maybe, just in case, because I've been holding out. But then I want to, I don't know, I might hold out for one more day just to see the Friday games. Because if someone gets injured, then I'm in a big pickle. So I rather like let him go up by 0.1 and see the Friday games, and then actually.
Yeah, that's right. I think a lot of people learn the lesson this season is to keep your moves as late as possible.
Yeah.
Just because obviously now it's not happening anymore. But when games was postponed and this, you just messed up your team. So just keep it as late as possible.
Yeah, that's true. And then going down, obviously Wan-Bissaka, Duffy. I mean, you don't really need to look at anyone going down. But yeah. And Doherty, nothing so far. Seems fine. Don't think he'll rise immediately. It's mainly because I guess the risk that carries around Doherty as well, because Conte can rotate at times. And then finally, panel team, which I actually forgot to bring in a Spurs player, so we'll be looking to bring in a Spurs player for that. And here it is. So this is what the panel team looks like. It's on 48 points, sadly, because I captained Mount. Bought in Reece James, should have just captained Reece James instead. And Trent on the bench. Oh, look at this bench. Oh no.
A full okay.
This is a full house of a bench. Trent, Lacazette, Saka, Ramsdale. I mean, the bench has almost the same amount.
Who put Wood in there?
I put Wood as a differential player for a new car. We wanted to keep this differential, so I just added him there. But we can make transfers. I think we need to bring in. Actually, before we make transfers, this is the team how it'll look like for 26 before transfers. We need to bring in Spurs player, Harry Kane or Heung-min Son, one of the two. But yeah, let me actually go to the transfers. Right, we have 1.3 in the bank. We can get rid of Mount if we wanted to.
Let's have a look.
Can probably do not enough funds. But we can do Sun and Doherty, but not funds.
You can't put Doherty there.
Other move would be. I mean,
Where's the weight in this team? So there's
the defense.
Yeah, okay. So we got Trent, then you got Salah, like I said, at 8.3. Yeah, Wood. So nobody else besides Mount would move from the midfield, to be honest.
Yeah, unless you're doing Kuleveski in here.
Yeah, I mean, Kulusevski is always he's like a differential player.
Yeah.
But I would at least have one of Son or Kane
on it,
just because they're the more reliable. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't discourage anyone to getting Kulu, but it's just for this differential team. I like one of Son or Kane.
So if we have Son here,
Cancelo's still here.
Yeah, Cancelo is still here. That's the thing. I forgot to remove him because I was going to remove him and have Son initially.
Yeah.
What we can do is we can probably remove Cancelo and have. I wonder if we can do this, but we'll be removing Chris Wood as well, who's playing a double, which is bad of an idea. Like we could probably go Kane, and then we have 9.7. If we can do a Doherty, and we'll have 5 million. 5 million. I don't know what we can do with 5 million.
You already got Ramsey. Who else is there? How much is Ryan Fraser?
5.3, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, there's no one for 5 million exactly.
Odegaard, that's another one I was going to say.
We can do Gordon.
Yeah, that's not a bad shot.
Where is he? 4.5. Do we want to do that?
Yeah. Just go back to the list of the listen what we can afford.
Oh, what we can afford?
Yeah.
For 5 million, let's put it at 5.2.
Yeah. Keep going down. Yeah, it's just really Gordon, to be honest. Go down. Yeah, nobody else that you think of. No, too bad. No, Dallas is not the player he used to be, eh?
Oh. This is if we do, but then we'll do it. We're taking a -8.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. I don't know if we need to take a -8.
Then we can just try to take a -4 and bring in Heung-min Son and someone.
Yeah, I think so.
So if we add Heung-min Son, we have 2 million that we need to get rid of. With them, we probably need to remove. I think we can keep.
You can't remove the Chelsea. It's too small. It's only trying to Cancelo that you could do it. You know, you can't do Ramsey. You can't do Fina. It's really only Cancelo, to be honest. Unless you downgrade. The truth is, Strike Force is pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Whether we like upgrade Kane.
You don't get that much value with that kind of cost.
I mean, we can upgrade Wood to Kane and downgrade. I mean, we can take that -8 if you wanted to. That's one possibility. But then the other thing is we could, because we can, if we downgrade Cancelo, got to be for a 4.5 defender.
Who's there? Who's in 4.5? Ben White.
Yeah, it's probably Ben White, but I don't know if you want to like.
Yeah.
Let's switch this by form. That's the thing, right? Doherty is 4.7 sad life.
Yeah. Livramento is a.
But it's got to be someone who plays in Game Week 30 as well, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do something like this and then bring in like a Matip for a double. Again, it's a -8, but I would rather do the previous -8 of bringing in.
Yeah, I'd rather do the previous -8 than that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that.
So what do we do?
Maybe the solution is to bring Kane in.
We bring Kane in here.
Just because. How many? What hit chips do you have left on here?
I think we have 2 free hits and a bench boost.
Right.
I'm bringing Kane. Midfield wise, then it was Anthony Gordon, right? Where is Anthony?
Not Van de Beek.
Huh? And not Van de Beek. No. Too expensive. Like again, United assets all too expensive. And then defense we were what, Doherty?
Yeah.
I mean that's not too bad.
Yeah, I like that. It sucks as a -8, but
yeah. But we're bringing more double gameweek players at least for this 29.
Except we got rid of Wood, which is a double game week. But
yeah, that's fine. Because Newcastle are playing what, Chelsea and Everton. Having said this, Wood will actually get something. Get some
maybe just paste this team to the rest of the guys, see if they're happy with.
We'll see. Yeah. So I won't make the moves yet.
Yeah.
We'll wait till the games are done and then actually decide to make the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Alright. So that is basically it. Let me bring it back up to the slides. So that's the end of the podcast. Thank you, Abin, for joining me. And thank you to everyone who was in the chat as well, Marlon as well, and anyone else who's watching this back later. Make sure to hit the like button, smash that subscribe button as well. We are climbing up in subs. We've gone to 140 now. Hopefully, I think at the rate we're going, maybe by the end of the season, we can try and hit about 250. Because I think in the deadline streams, I'm hitting like 10 per deadline stream by the looks of it. So it's not too bad. We'll see how we go. But yeah, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and thank you to Abin as well.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Ending. Oh, there we go.